We've just checked out of our place in Fez. Today we are moving to Errichidia, and along the way we're going to take a stop in Ifrane, which is the little Switzerland of Morocco. Now, because we're doing this en route to our next place, we won't probably be able to check off everything on the list that I had for today. We'll see how time goes.
Camels.
They're camels.
There's camels right there.
Oh, just in the middle of the roundabout.
You should show them.
Welcome to Morocco. So, we were only about 50 kilometers from Fez to Ifrane. And then Ifrane also has a national park, as well as
a ski resort.
Yes, as a ski resort, which is part of what got its name of Little Switzerland. So it does get the coldest in the city of any place in Morocco.
I thought in Africa.
Yes, you're right. In all of Africa. It's one of the coldest cities in Africa in the wintertime. It's supposed to be quite beautiful. If we have time to get into the national park a little bit, they also have the Barbary macaw. No, it's not a macaw. Macaw's a bird. What's the monkey called?
I don't know.
Drawing a blank. I'm gonna have to look at my notes. Anyway, they have monkeys. So Azru is also on the way. So we'll, like I said, we'll see what time we have, but the idea is to kind of hit a little bit of that on our way. But we are a 5-hour drive from Fez to Errachidia, and so we always try to get into our accommodation before, you know, it gets dark.
We must have a big climb coming up though, because if it snows and stuff, we've got to gain a ton of elevation.
That's not the things right there on the hill, though, right? Because we're still 45 minutes away. So, we're going to enjoy our drive, maybe find some murder podcasts to listen to. No, we did ghost stories last time, and that was a mistake.
Yeah,
we had some horror nights.
We'll just have funny stories.
Really? We have some less children, huh? Which one?
Self-proclaimed.
Which one saw?
Yeah,
which one saw ghosts?
Which one slept in your brother's room?
Well, that's because I didn't want to sleep in my own.
In today's adventure, I might get cut off if he walks back up, but we got pulled over. We passed in a no passing zone, which we knew it was, but it was a big truck. Took the risk. We also, because we were passing, we're 73 in a 60 zone. So they pull you over, they take your passport number and your papers.
Well, the sketchy part is you just pay on the spot with cash. So whatever, it was a $15
That's what I was just going to say. So if you're curious how the process goes, there is no mail you a ticket or anything. I mean, if you didn't have cash, I guess they would put it on your passport and you pay when you leave, is like the technical way to do it. But we just paid $15. He still has our license, so not ours, yours. So we're just waiting to see what's going on. But they pulled someone else over right in front of us. So here's the interesting thing. There's not a cop car behind us. That's not what they do. So they've got a tree here and their car's parked behind it. There's a guy standing out in the street. And then a ways back, there's a guy with a speed gun. And he whistles, and if he whistles, then the guy standing here in the street will point to you and tell you you have to pull over. And so it's interesting, you know, to see how different it is. But he took the passport number and the license, and he's over in the car.
It's also interesting to have a $15 fine instead of a $200.
I know, right? Freaking U.S. needs to realign their speed traps.
I wonder how these worked. Yeah. Now I know. They're
$15.
So people
so
get
we can tell you.
In fractions. It's not just.
Yeah.
It's not random.
It's not just stopping at will. So, here's to our video to help you know more about driving in Morocco. We will pay this fine so that you know what to expect. So we've paid our fine. We've learned about the speed traps. We have our lovely ticket in hand. With that, even though we were told, like, oh, you speak French, you get along fine in Morocco, which has helped, definitely. I think it's made it easier. There are several times, and a lot of our hosts speak French better than they speak English, so it makes it better. But we have our infraction here, and everything is in Arabic on that. And so, hopefully, it shows we've paid properly, because they do mark it on your passport number. But now we have this showing that that we paid for the infraction, and on we go. So
like anywhere else, though, it's a big tourist road, so you should count on.
If you see a guy with a gun, slow down before you reach him.
Oh, we didn't even see him because we were passing that truck in the no passing zone. So yippee skippy for us. Anyway, fun lesson learned.
It's good because now
Good story time. And now we can't say that he has a perfect driving record.
We're
Yeah, I had not had a ticket since 2007, so 2006 actually, I think.
We're hanging it up.
Yep, we're gonna frame it.
Yep.
It is interesting as you drive through here. There's just a bunch of shepherds, and so you see huge flocks of sheep, and they just make basically fence lines out of the rock piled up. It's kind of fun to see. The rock formations here are changing a lot. Oh, that one's cool. Ren, look at this one.
Whoa.
So we've been through some serious change of scenery from starting in Casablanca and having the beach there, and then going up to Tangier where everything is green and lush and like tropical feeling, to the desert, and now back to like a mountainous town. This has been an amazing road trip. So Ifrane is home to a large university. There's also a royal palace here. So right as you get into town, that's what you're going to see first. There is a natural park here, and it has like a little museum that you can go and visit. So a lot of things happening in this town. It's also very well taken care of. Right by the palace, they're doing all the like spring yard work. Oh look, there's like a workout park, and it's so beautiful. I'm loving this. Yeah, there's green everywhere, and then these like formations that the town works beautifully around, which is something that like I've really enjoyed in our travels, is seeing how many places work with nature as opposed to kind of some of the cities where we're from, where it's like bulldoze and pull everything out and then build what you want. So this is a nice change.
Like we've never seen houses like this.
No, strange to have pop up. And then right across from it is Lake Ifrane, just a little pond right in the center of town over here. But this is, it feels like we've left the country.
It really does.
Look at all the flowers. The birds are chirping. It is beautiful out here. We're excited to get out of the car for a minute. I mean, it wasn't a long drive, but we just haven't stretched our legs yet this morning. The parks are in phenomenal condition. We could not find parking right by the lion. There's a bunch of tour buses and stuff there. It's followed the road up and around, but that's okay because I wanted to walk around anyway.
They said it was an actual lion, and they lied.
We were lying.
Are you excited to see it?
Yeah, dude, we saw a big cage. Also, for some reason, my kids see it.
Do we want to walk?
Just carrying a tooth around? Gross.
We should walk through town.
It's a beautiful place. Grand Hotel is definitely grand and has a very European look. And on the other side of that is the Hotel Chamonix. And same thing, like, this is like messing with my brain a little bit to see all of this here in Morocco. Right across from the Grand Hotel, which we just passed here, is El Pepito. We've read they have excellent wood fire pizzas. A little bit outside of like our street food pricing, but there's an ATM right there, so if you need to stop for that. And then as soon as you cross this absolutely beautiful park, has a gorgeous walkway, and it is pedestrian only, which is nice. Luckily, I bring my trusty scarf that we bought in Egypt everywhere we go, but it's definitely chilly because we gained so much elevation, so something to be aware of as you plan. Check your weather if you're coming from a different town. This is a beautiful corner. Oh, it smells like good coffee. There's some artwork here in the park, conference center, gallery, and then down this way is the lion. We stopped at this very cute cafe here right by the square. girlfriend fell asleep in the car, so she's still waking up and warming up. But the view is beautiful. We've got the park just over the corner here, and this is one of the nicest cafes that we've been in quite some time, but the prices are very reasonable. We are loving the breakfasts often come with both a hot drink and a juice.
And interesting conversations.
And interesting conversations with interesting people. Always on the menu.
How's the hot chocolate?
I haven't tried it yet. For $3.99.
So you have a delicious omelet. That looks like ham, actually. I think it might be. It'll be the first ham we've seen in Morocco.
Delicious
And then
hot
this is the
cocoa.
petite breakfast. Eggs, chicken, olives, always with the bread, and plenty to drink. It's gonna be a great day. So right behind me at the Green Coffee, we had a beautiful brunch. We bought 5 meals that came to a total of 15 drinks. We got water bottles, sodas, and coffees and hot chocolates, and a great breakfast. Their patisseries were delicious. We spent a total of $22. Yes, so definitely a reasonable price. Delicious food, and we were super happy with our stop there. There's beautiful fountains here.
Come on, guys.
Boys are enjoying the sunshine, and we are headed to the Lion. Here. So this is. Ah, say cheese. That lady was laughing so hard when you did that. This is actually pretty cool. It's much larger than I thought it would be. In the pictures, all you see is a head, and there's like nothing to scale it. But go stand next to it, let's see. That's a.
Almost 5 feet tall.
You are not almost 5 feet. This is a 7-meter long line, and it has the whole body, which I was unaware of. This is actually really kind of cool. So here on the main road going through town, you will see there's like a little trolley that goes through. It goes nice and slow so you can see the sights. We might figure out where to pick that up and what the cost is for that, because it seems kind of fun, and it looks like it goes around the lake and then up here past the Lion. So they definitely have a lot of cute little tourist things here. So right behind us is the parking, and even the music here is a nice little like mashup of Swiss Arabic.
Actually, too, this is rated as one of the cleanest cities in the world. You know that?
Yeah, I forgot we read that. And you definitely see it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
there's not a piece of garbage
nowhere. You can definitely see how it's the cleanest city. Like, there are people working over here to keep it nice. We've got there's parking, that's paid parking here. It looks like it's 8
This is
dirhams
the coolest lake in the world.
for a car, and I think 20 dirhams if you've got like a big shovel.
That's the
Or that could
coolest
be
lake on the lake. Oh,
overnight.
on camera.
No, there's no water here. No, here's the lake. No, this fountain is not the cleanest in the world, but it's just getting to the right season, so maybe that's why. I don't think this is the lake. I think this is the park. I think the other one we passed on the way in is the lake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's
So-
go through town then.
Not much here, but we're gonna go take a little walk through the town and then head home. You can definitely see some of the older, this looks almost abandoned. There's a giant crane nest on it, which is always a little sad to see. So like some of the towns that we saw in Switzerland, is everything isn't like fresh, new, painted. There are a lot of beautiful buildings here. The architectural style is definitely that of a European vibe. But I've read a whole blog about a family who came here and they were really upset that it didn't look as fancy as they wanted. So realign your expectations. It will be whatever experience you want it to be, but it's all in what you notice. So if you notice the, the crumbling facade and that disappoints you, you're gonna have a much different experience than if you notice the charm and the different types of tile ceilings and the quietness of the city. So we enjoy this kind of exploration a lot better than like the big bustling touristy stuff. But just to give you an idea, if you decided to come here, of what you should be looking for. There are some absolutely beautiful places here. This hotel doesn't even look open yet.
Wait, can I say something? It's not relevant to the video, but...
What?
Okay, so I've now gotten knuckles from...
Fist bump?
A fist bump from police officers in from France, in Egypt, in Morocco, just barely,
Mexico?
in Mexico, and America. So yeah, 5 places.
5 of them. As you get deeper into the town, there's like a little marketplace over here. Looks a little bit more local. We put in to take us to the national
I disagree.
park.
I thought that market looked very touristic.
Oh, well, there you go. This is a cool drive though, because there's like a park here. What is this? It's all gated up, which sucks, but it's got...
It's like a hotel.
Oh, it's part of the hotel? It looks amazing. Like there's like cool rock formations,
vacations.
Yeah. There's a little like amusement park, but it doesn't open until June from what I read. Anyway, we are headed to the national park. We're hoping to see a couple of the monkeys. So, it may work out, it may not. For winging it, we'll see how it goes. No, just because even if they developed it with it on there, it's not that interesting.
It looks just like the alpine area we drove through.
Mm-hmm.
Like where Saint-Gervais or
Up by where the Cantonese. Oh yeah.
In that area.
Yes.
So
much like this.
It's wild. Like look at these houses. That's a lot of money.
Oh, that's like a Italian kind of vibe on the one.
That's an expensive neighborhood.
This is a beautiful drive. Like the parkway here.
Those houses get nuts back there, dude.
Yeah, they're freaking crazy. Okay, listen, my planning skills, I need to up my game officially. And like, we had so many things that just worked out so easily that I got lazy and complacent. So we put the national park into the GPS. We're at the national park. We've been in it for a minute now. And then we got to like the actual location, which typically will lead you to like a visitor center or something. No. We're just in the center of the park.
Well, maybe there hasn't been a single sign or
well, we're green on the map, but we're about to leave the green.
Nothing whatsoever that would indicate we're in the national park.
So I mean, like, it's kind of cool.
There's deer signs.
There's deer signs.
They're animals.
So there is like a trailhead that we could lead to. There's like a 3-mile long trail. So we could consider doing something like that.
That's probably what we should have put into
Is probably what we should have put into the GPS. But again, I was just kind of going with the flow. My flow's off, alright? Apologies. So, plan B, but this is a beautiful drive. Okay, so this is what I did not expect from a national park. Turtles. Yeah. So we actually just saw one. It was just itty bitty crawling across the road. And there's a guy like running. His car's parked and his flashes are on. He's running towards us. Oh, I saw his car first. And he's running towards us, and then we see the turtle, so we swerve, and yeah, he didn't hit the turtle, and he like gives us a thumbs up, but behind us he went to go save the turtle, which I think is cute.
But we did see another turtle that was a smashing success.
By the gas station, we smashed.
Sad.
Maybe.
So something that we did learn in Morocco is when you're in these towns, you have like the curbs painted red. Well, here they're red and white for no parking zones. And you'll see guys in town and they have a set of keys and they'll jingle keys at you like as you drive by. That's like them offering that they have a place for you to park. So if you're looking for parking, those guys could be helpful. You will pay to park there, oftentimes even in free public parking spaces, but they'll guide you to them. So it's an option if you want to go the easy route. But the jingling keys at you, that's what it is. It's offering parking.
But I'm not sure why they're offering it where we are. Like, this doesn't, I don't know, there must be something over here we don't
Well,
see.
you're getting closer parks, but now you're in a green zone
These
anyway.
houses are crazy.
Yeah, so our national park adventure didn't work out, but I don't mind getting to drive by all of these little, well, they're not little, they're enormous, by all these houses again. That's huge.
I know, that's the nicest neighborhood we've ever
The neighborhood
seen.
is wild. a beautiful little city center.
See when guys like that guy back there jiggling the keys and trying to direct you to
I know, direct you into this green public parking. Continuing on, we are straight up into the pine trees. So crazy. Have like crisp mountain air after our 100-degree days in cactus and palm trees, and we were only what, 25-30-minute drive, and now you're in crisp mountain air and oaks and pines. But definitely enjoying this drive quite well. Oh wow, the whole property is massively fenced. We passed a golf course on the way in. Now you know you're getting to the high end because people are running just for fun. So we decided to route through the town instead of going back to the main road, and I'm really glad we did because it put us out here and the views are absolutely spectacular. Aww. Time I try to show the views, bam, grove of trees right in front of us. But you can see for miles and miles and miles and miles here. There's little fossil shops. That's true. Many kilometers. This is, you know what we keep saying, if they drank wine here, these would probably be covered in vineyards, but instead it's olive trees, cherry trees. Actually, the fruits here have been just delightful. We've enjoyed the cherries and the peaches and the grapefruits, and you get a mix of, thank you, you get a mix of the mountain fruits. Yeah, you can always buy cherries just on the side of the road, which I love. You get the mountain fruits like the cherries and the peaches, but then you get like the tropical-y fruits like the pineapples, because you have such an array of farmland over different climates in such a small space. So that's something I really, really love about Morocco. Yes. Today. We were driving from Azrou towards Errichidia and got pulled over a second time. He said the infraction is 400 dirhams this time instead of 150.
Literally had every single car pulled
Every
over.
car got pulled over. Said the infraction cost us 400 dirhams. We handed him 400 dirhams. He handed it back with the license. No, he handed back 200 of it. Handed us back the paperwork and said, is that okay? As in like, well, he's just gonna pocket that and on we go. So little extortion. It's better than paying 400 dirhams. Do not speed in Morocco on the back roads. Go super slow. Pretty much anywhere. You're not gonna see like where they're even doing guns all the time.
I did not think I was speeding on that road.
So like after, you know, we passed in no passing zone. We knew we were in the wrong the last time, but here literally every car got stopped and we just paid a fine for it. So another $20 lesson. This is becoming an expensive YouTube video.
I guess we'll just start going speed limits because I was like 10 over thinking whatever.
Yeah, we're in the backcountry roads.
Not only that, I'm following the same speed as every single car, and they literally had 5 cars pulled over.
Now the question is, did they give actual tickets to the rest of them, and as tourists we just got let go because it's paperwork?
Maybe we got extorted.
Yeah. With that in mind, should you be driving here, it is recommended you keep your passport with you as well as your driver's license because they will ask for both. I don't have our passport. They're in my bag in the back, and so I actually have a picture of it on my phone, and that's worked fine, but just so you have your passport number.
Hey, one thing on that guy though is the first guy that pulled us over was a cop. Mm-hmm. That guy was gendarme, so he was National Guard.
Why does that make a difference?
Because
they can't give tickets as a gendarmerie?
Not that they can't give them, but a cop may not extort you.
Interesting.
Whereas the gendarme might.
So he asked us, like, oh, so you're tourists? And he said, you're going to Errachidia? And I said, yeah. He said, you're tourists? And I said, yeah. And that's when it's like, here, I'll just take this and go.
Gave us back 200 the license and was like, is that good?
But see, the ticket that we got from the police, speed bump. The ticket that we got from the police says on it 150.
Right, but that doesn't mean they don't
And
have
that doesn't
more
mean they don't have
tickets.
different, but it begs the question, are all of their infractions 150? And so now this guy just said 400 to take, you know what I mean? Like, you just never know. It'd be interesting to look up. On we go. There's wild poppy flowers everywhere.
Except
There's
for the second you start filming it as
what?
the lush green.
The lush
ends.
green, it did. I know, we drove through it.
Poppy.
That looks like a freaking burial. Anyway, it's been fun to change all of the scenery, and the wildflowers make me so stupidly happy. So all the purples and reds just coming up through the fields. It is a beautiful drive. These houses are actually, I love seeing the villages like this. Oh, and look at the flowers.
It makes me really sad to see that.
It's a carry. Besides too much of whatever it is.
Wait, Mom. You have to go over right now. Touch skating right now.
These ladies are selling eggs. You can't. We have made it around the mountain to a little bit of a flatter area, but off in the distance where we have these clouds, there are snow-peaked caps still over there. Not a whole lot of snow left.
Capped peaks.
Snow-capped peaks. Isn't that what I said?
Caps.
I can't film and talk at the same time. I'm not a professional here.
Better though, we saw snow in Africa, so
We just saw snow in Africa.
we're seeing snow in Africa.
So that song lies.
The Christmas song?
in Africa.
Yep. Just have to be in the right spot. It's been a fascinating drive, tons of wild donkeys, and it's actually been a little bit of a shock, I guess. It's easy to see the tourist side of a country and the big cities and to take the tour buses and do things. Our route today has taken us through a lot of poor communities and mud houses where we saw a whole section of homes that were made out of sticks covered in plastic trash bags. And so we've had some interesting discussions as a family about how different our lives are and what's really important, and how happiness doesn't depend on your circumstance. You can be happy whether it is you know, where we are or here. But it's been a beautiful, interesting, maybe a little bit heavy drive. And then you come up to a place like this.
No restaurant. So random.
Meteorites. It's huge. And there's nothing around it.
It's a lot like Nevada though, like going through.
Yeah, just like through Vegas. So, it's been not the drive that I expected today. And definitely is a spot, it's like a good learning situation for us as a family to see the same time that people are still living in huts made out of plastic while our friends back home are living more to how we were before we left. Having those experiences with the kids, this is why we travel, even if sometimes they fall asleep.